Hi fellow viewers to everybody. Good afternoon, my fellow viewers. I am Mr. Steve Hoong. I'm the owner of this video account in this respective website, youtube.com. By the way, this is not any more acronyms or abbreviations or even what do you call this? Because I'm a world's famous necrologist. Um, this is not about necrological videos. Actually, this video is for attorney, this is the full name, Attorney Harleen Neil J, the middle initial Abayon the third. Yes, this is you, attorney. This video is for you, Attorney Neil. Um, Actually, I did not expect all the videos that I saw because based on your law, yes, I know you are a bar passer. Based on your specialty in law, you mentioned property law, taxation law, political law, family law, and contract law. 5 kinds. Yeah. But the one I am particular is I'm not so sure if this contract is fall on civil law. Civil. Because I have something to tell. May sasabihin ako. Oh, by the way, I'd like to introduce myself. By the way, I am Mr. Steve Hoong. I was born in Manila. I'm already migrated here in before it was called Central Visayas, but now it's now called Negros Island Region or Region 18 in Dumaguete City, Negros Oriental. Okay. By the way, I'll call you Attorney Neil para mas madali na. The reason why I made a video because kami lahat na former depositors of Bangko Pilipino, meron kaming, kasi kami lahat, nagtataka kami, lahat kami former depositors, na curious kami, sabi ko parang something's wrong with that. Yung second closure, I don't know if you know the news, no? When you were studying, I think you were studying law payata, or you were the, I think, party list representative. I already know your background. I know you can speak Waray, but I'm not so sure you can speak Cebuano. Okay, straight to the point, no? This is about the second closure of Bangko Pilipino, 2011. Then kami lahat na depositors, nagtataka kami, biglaan ang closure pero okay ang assets. Kaya nagtataka kami bakit parang something's wrong, no? Kasi yung first closure we already confirmed kung yung nakita namin the whole details na they won the case in Supreme Court. 1991 case in the Supreme Court. So it was officially announced 1992 na. So nagtataka kami. Then ang pinagtataka ko, this is so alarming for us, all of us former depositors. Napagtataka yung second close, yung reopening, second opening, no? Yung Bangko Pilipino 1994, by the time of former President Fidel B. Ramos. Ang BSP governor si Gabriel Singson, if you can remember, no? The BSP governor, no? Then na curious kami lahat kasi tataka kami bakit itong second closure parang something different. It's not about political. So nagtataka kami. Then this one, there is a history about dispute or financial feud about Bangko Filipino and Bangko Sentral. Because there are some details, no? If you are law student that time, no? Because this is another case, no? When we check their assets, okay naman siya, hindi siya sobra pa sa 8.4 billion assets, no? Ang punto ko dito, ito po, no? I'm not so sure kung nakagawa ka ng video or previous videos before, no? Related sa Bangko Filipino. Kasi kami, nagtataka kami, wala naman hindi naman siya bankrupt kasi ito yung nagtaka kami, yung kuan na 19, di ba nag-reopen 1994, no? Tapos nagtataka kami lahat, yung 18.8 billion, yung di ba damage suit, no, from the Supreme Court. If you can see, comment time ka after this video if you watch, kasi itong video na to, I can say this is a partly, yeah, it's an internal but not sensitive, no. Nagtataka kami lahat, depositor, ano ang kaugnayan sa Old Central Bank Act at ang ginawa ni former Senator Raul Roco itong 1993 the new Central Bank Act. Kasi yung nanalo sila Supreme Court, tapos itong new Central Bank Act, parang hindi siya insertion, parang I'm not so sure if this is coincide, no? Kasi kung may nakita na kaming mali dyan na part na yung nanalo na sila tapos hindi pala binayaran, kasi para sa akin, ang analysis ko parang dapat hindi mo na sila nag-open in 1994. Kasi wala palang bayaran yung 18.8 billion pesos. So yun po ang pakay namin. Kasi nagtataka kami bakit parang may mali, something's wrong with that. Kasi yung 2011 closure, humingi sila ng favor. Ang gusto ng Bangko Sentral, okay, we will let you borrow 25 billion rehabilitation loan package. Pero withdraw the case. So what the Bangko Filipino did, ayaw nila. So parang something's wrong. So yun. May isa pa akong sadya. Since I already give a little background sa Bangko Filipino, ang legal team, ito importante itong sasabihin ko. Itong legal team ng Bangko Pilipino, iba kasi nagre-retire na. Yung iba, I'm not so sure kung buhay pa sa 2026 or patay na. Wala na kaming balita. So yun na lang ang narinig namin. Tapos ang board of directors, kinasuhan na hindi namin maintindihan, walang basis. Ang narinig namin, naka-loan daw sila 2 times. Released by Bangko Sentral. Two separate loans. First daw is year 2002, na-release sila. Tapos, yung second loan, it's between 2006 to 2009. Tapos, nag-a-apply pa sila for third, then hinahanapan sila ng collateral, wala daw silang masamit. Diyan na kami nagtataka, ano yung pinag-awayan nila. Doon kami na, tapos I heard some feedback, they are applying for Universal Bank License, ang Bangko Filipino. By the way, ang Bangko Filipino is classified that time as savings bank. Then they are applying for Universal Bank. Alam ko, ang Universal Bank, mataas ang requirements. Capitalization requirements. I'm aware of that. Ang pinagtataka ko lang, ano yung pinag-awayan nila yung 2011 before the closure. By the way, to give you a little feedback, if you can remember, no, there was a 2011 Fukushima earthquake sa Japan. So, during that earthquake, nag-close din yung Bangko Filipino. Tapos, yun na, biglang sumipot ang PDIC. Kasi ang rules kasi sa banking law, if the BSP cannot help anymore, ipapasa na kay PDIC. So yun ang pinagtataka namin. Ito ang main concern namin. Bakit umabot ng more than, kasi 2011, so ngayon 2026, more than almost 15 years, hindi pa rin solved. Tapos ang PDIC hindi pa nagbabayad. Then nagtataka kami, bakit ang officers ng Bangko Filipino, nagtataka din sila, ayaw sila ipa-operate na without basis. Kasi nga, ang reason ayaw silang magkuan is because yung kuan nga, yung sa 25 billion down package, kailangan i-withdraw daw yung case, yung 18.8 billion damage suit that is approved by the Supreme Court. So, ang point ko dito is kung ano ba talaga ang nangyari, or baka is it yung tukol ba sa reopening, hindi binigyan ng pera. Kasi pera ng Bangko Filipino yan nanalo sila sa case. Then we just found out, wala pala silang binayad ang Bangko Sentral. Kasi kung daw, new central bank at saka old central bank, magkaiba. Doon kami na alarma. Kasi I was thinking kung ito pala 1994, may mali na. May mali na kasi nag-operate na eh. For the second time. Tapos yung damage suit, wala ni bayad ni isang kusing. Yun ang nangyari. Tapos na found out pa namin, nag-apply sila twice loans sa Bangko Sentral. Hindi daw nabayaran. Tapos ang advice daw, pinapabayad daw GS, Government Security. So, parang, kasi kami, nagtataka din kami, ang gulo, napaka-complicated. Yes. Yan lang ang details na. After that, yun na, wala na kaming nalaman details. Tapos, ang latest namin na heard, ito last na, yung 2017, nagkaroon daw ng agreement disposal of properties. Kaya nagtataka ko, bakit disposal of properties na? Kasi ang majority kasi ng branch, by the way, I forgot to give you another feedback, attorney. Ang Bangko Filipino branches majority ay rental, upa lahat. Wala silang building own. Ang building own lang, I think, yung main office, Makati, tapos may isa daw, Sampaloc, then after that, wala na. Wala na kaming kuan. Tapos, meron pa kaming gustong malaman, attorney. Anyway, it's just only a suggestion kung makakagawa ka ng videos. Meron pa ba silang affiliates or subsidiaries? Kasi, nagtataka kami, yung bank lang nakasuhan. Before I say goodbye pala, attorney, may isa pa akong sasabihin. Ang BF Homes, hindi kasama. Hindi sila na foreclose. Nag-ooperate pa rin ang BF Homes. So, meaning, ang bank or tsaka itong home, yung mga homes, BF Homes Paranaque, BF Homes Las Piñas, I'm not so sure BF Homes Muntinlupa or Caloocan, hindi nadamay. Kumbaga, separate sila. Hindi na affected. Yun ang pinagtataka ko. And before, by the way, alam ko mahaba itong video na ito, I already saw the video about the case of VP Sara, Vice President Sara Duterte impeachment. Kasi nagtataka ko bakit siya i-impeach na wala naman siyang kinuhang funds. Kaya I was wondering bakit siya kakason na without a basis. Then I'm very particular about the confidential funds. Yun ang pinagtataka ko. Tapos ang banking laws, marami nagsasuggest. Hindi lang ako. Ano ba na violate na laws sa Bangko Filipino? Kasi it does not make sense para sa akin yung iba. Kasi kung ang assets is higher kaysa liabilities, operate pa rin sila. Hindi siya bankrupt, or kasi ang pinalabas, mababa ang assets, mataas ang liability, kaya na-close. Yun ang pinalabas. Ang issue kasi nagkaroon ng smear campaign. Yung bang para siyang black propaganda, baga sinisira yung bank or na blackmail. Ito lang sa amin, kung hindi na blackmail, ano ang issue? Yun lang ang sa amin. What's the legal issue on that bank? Kasi kung mataas ang assets, bakit ganon? Tapos ito pa. Imbes sa Supreme Court, ang last namin na heard, ang kaso daw napunta sa Court of Appeals, hindi sa Supreme Court. Kaya nagtataka na rin kami. Court of Appeals, hindi kasi 'di ba? Nanalo sila sa Supreme Court 1991 cases. They won the case. Pero ito napunta sa Court of Appeals. So yun ang malaking palaisipan sa amin. I hope, Attorney Neil, you read the video. Alam ko marami kang katanungan sa akin. Kasi ako talaga na what you call this, na alarma. Kasi ang mga viewers ko sa YouTube, nagtataka din sila ano ang dahilan kung bakit biglaan ng closure. Kasi kung they will apply for universal bank license, additional capital. So, maring gusto nila mag-apply for a loan, baka yun yata ang basis kasi rehabilitation. Pero ang kapalit, pinapa-withdraw ang case sa 18.8 billion damage suit that it was won by Supreme Court 1991. Ang sa akin lang, attorneys, ito. may pagkukulang ba ang bank o yung sa pag-reopening may mali na? Yun lang ang kuan. Kasi ang gusto ng mga depositors, ma-reopen naman siya. Kasi na-analyze namin, if we analyze, nadapa talaga ang Bangko Filipino. Nadapa yung second closure, 2011. By the way, the first closure was January 1985. The second closure was March 2011. So, yun. Ang pagkaalam ko, ang nag-assign na BSP Deputy Governor si Nestor Espinilla Jr. Yun yung naka-assign. Tapos yung na-interview ni Karen Davila, I think si Attorney Perfecto Yasay Jr., yung dating Foreign Affairs Secretary, kaya parang something's missing para sa akin. Kasi nagtataka ko, bakit siya ang na biglang inarrest, then next following day, nakapost pa siya bail bond, 240,000, pero siya lang. Kaya kami mga depositors nagtataka, parang something's wrong. Kasi si Yasay nagtataka, ang nag-arrest sa kanya, private law firm. Representative of private law firm from the Bangko Sentral. Kaya sabi namin, parang may mali. Kasi kung allowed, ito ang sa amin, kung allowed pa ang private law firm mag-issue ng arrest, kaya lang. Then, ang ibang board of directors dati, hindi kasama. Sabi ko, parang may mali. Yan ang sa amin. Yan ang big question mark. Parang something's wrong. Yan ang sa amin. Okay, so ito lang muna, Attorney Neil. Actually, may sadya pa akong iba aside sa Bangko Pilipino. Yung iba, meron pa ako ibabanggit yung sa ito, issue pa rin to ngayon, 2026. Iba yung, grabe yung 2025, yung sa online lending apps na illegal operation. And nakaka-operate pa rin until now, 2026. I don't know na sa year 2027. That will be another videos, okay? Kasi alam ko baka nako-confuse ka na. Okay. So, this video is for you, Attorney Neil Abayon III. I hope you're listening in this video or your name will come out in the title. Okay? So, thank you so much, Attorney, for listening. Good afternoon.